Oh, is it working? Hello. It's been a while. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the end of the year. Before we get started, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart on behalf of myself and on behalf of Will. I know it's been a little while since we posted it, anything with our faces or whatever, but life gets in the way. That's really the only explanation. A lot has changed since we have last spoken. My hair looks fucking dope, first of all. I'm not a girl anymore. That's cool. It's so funny. I watched the intro video a little while ago, and it's just like, I don't know why my voice was so high. Maybe I was nervous. Maybe I was excited. Maybe I had this delusion that I was cis. Funny how things change. So, for today's video, I wanted to... Well, first of all, I wanted to do this since, the week of Halloween 2019, in honor of being inspired by Darkiplier's return in Heist, and, just my love for them. But, again, things get in the way, You quit your job, you get new social workers. But today I wanted to do, just a little makeup thing while I talked about a character that I very much like. So we'll be doing it step by step. It's not going to be a time-lapse process. You'll see everything that goes on. And we'll just talk about Dark. This is a new webcam, by the way. It's just still shitty. So what we're going to do first is prime my face. For anyone who starts, clutching their pearls about my, makeup routine, how I apply shit, first of all, none of your business. Second of all, this is just the way that it works for me. Brushes don't work. It's easier applying it with my finger. I also am a drag king, so I kind of know what I'm doing. This is Femme Couture Pore Minimizer. I'm looking above myself because my mirror is right here. I've got a wig that I'm gonna put on at the end. You can see in the back there. So my face is primed. Now, we're gonna put on the foundation. Normally what you would do is you do a skin match, which is, using a color that looks like your skin pigment. But because Darkiplier has gray skin, I have gray cream makeup from Party City. I feel like I need a light on. Oh, that's nice. Cool. The frame rate went up. We're in HD now. Take a glob. Doesn't have to be a crazy amount. Just start coating the face. If the colors are hard to see, I will be taking some pictures that I'll put at the end of this. So you needn't worry, but you can already see the gray is appearing. You don't need a lot. That's something that I've learned over the years of, always putting on face paint for Halloween and all that stuff. You don't need an entire tube just to get your face. But, I was young, I was ignorant, I didn't know back then. I didn't know that I would be a drag superstar in the coming years. Although, we all knew. Doesn't even have to be a super dark gray or whatever. If you're following along, my advice is to just get an even color because I just want the whole thing to match. If I was doing a full cosplay, I would get as much of myself as possible, but I'm just gonna do out to the ears, down to the neck. This is not what I usually put on when I'm doing cosplay things because I usually put on the black and white filter. And, all I really do is the contour, and I do the eyes, I do the eyebrows, I do the facial hair. Sometimes I'll add a cheekbone. because I like Dark's facial structure. Okay. So, yeah, no. I said that I wanted to talk about Dark, so let's talk about Dark. So Darkiplier was a favorite of mine for a very long time, ever since I heard about them. Yes, them. That is my headcanon, and I'm sticking to it. I'll get to that. What I like about Dark is, well, you know, first of all, I'm drawn to those kind of characters. I like the goths, I like the demons, I like the evil characters with hidden depths, who, have more to them than we know. Speaking of contour, we're gonna use Ultra Liner to line my face. So Dark's always been a favorite of mine, for that reason. I liked the idea of them before Date with Markiplier even came out. I didn't pay too much attention because they weren't a canon character. Then they came on the scene and I was just like, oh, this is really cool. And it's funny how Mark took them in a different direction than what was accepted by the fandom. Like the fan-made version, they were a lot more like punk rock, and they were like edgy, and they were bad boy, they were ripped sleeves and all that stuff, and Mark decided to make them a lot more gentlemanly, gentle-personly. Gender is dead, and Wilfred killed it. They got some cheekbones going on. I know that's harsh, but I'm gonna blend it. And I thought that was really cool, what he did with the character. This is gonna kind of sound like a contradiction, but I like Darkiplier a lot, but I hate Who Killed Markiplier. I'm just gonna get that out there. I don't like the characters. I don't like the music. Not because it's bad, but because it makes me super anxious. I was like worried on the days leading up to Heist, you know, with all those previews and stuff. Will can vouch for me. I was afraid of having my heart ripped out and stepped on in front of me again, because the music was dramatic and all that stuff, even though it turned out to be a lot more delightful than we thought it would, and I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, it's a character that I have trouble letting go with, even though their origin story is just really upsetting to me, because I liked them before we knew about all that, and I attached to them pretty quickly. So we got a good contour going on. They've got the strong cheekbones that could cut diamond, at least in my headcanon. They've got a specific face. I like to think that... No, we're talking about Who Killed Markiplier again. It's very difficult to talk about Dark and not talk about Who Killed Markiplier, so I guess I'll just get all of those headcanons out of the way. I think that they're non-binary, because they are made up of a male soul and a female soul. That's like queer poetry, the way I see it. And as such, they're a lot more androgynous. I like to think that they don't look exactly like Mark, so much as they look like a fusion of Mark and Pam, the actors who, you know, play the characters that make up Darkiplier. So yeah, they have some feminine features. It's just like, yes, they have this really masculine jawline, but it comes to a pointed chin. And again, I know that this is a weird-looking, super graphic contour. First of all, I like the graphic contours. But it's gonna be blended. So I'm just doing this here. And it's funny how I write a lot for Darkiplier. I write role plays and stuff. And I like to use them as a muse and write through their eyes and shit. And kind of, in a way, they kind of helped me with my own... I'm coming to terms with my own gender identity. Which is weird, and it's kind of backwards, because usually, you know, people will project their identities onto their favorite characters, which is valid. Getting a little more gray on now, because we're gonna start blending. That dropped onto my shirt. Good thing my shirt is gray. But yeah, no, I like Darkiplier a lot. I honestly was not, you know, for the idea of them being a sympathetic character. I like that they can be evil and that they're not just playing a part that the actor has assigned to them. I don't believe that the actor is as powerful as the animation made him out to be. I think he's just, like Mark said, it's the void, it's a blank canvas, and that is where the actor is painting his stories. But as we can see in Markiplier TV, it's just like the egos are making their own stories, and that's really cool. I also relate to Dark a lot because they've been through some shit, and I've been through some shit. Everyone's been through some shit. It's 2019, and I definitely see, like, allusions to symptoms of mental illness in them. The sudden mood changes and the glitches and all that stuff. That's also something that resonates with me in the same fashion as the gender stuff. So we have that. That looks a little shitty, but we're gonna fix it. The way we're gonna fix it is with shading. Let's get them cheekbones again. The liquid liner, I don't think you really need to use this. This is an eyebrow pencil, by the way. I guess the liquid liner you didn't really need to use, and that's just a redundant part of this tutorial. But it was, if you put something under the foundation as a guideline, it's very helpful. Because it's like, you could blueprint it all you want on paper or whatever, get that template ready, which is something that I don't understand why people don't do more often. But going like this and going like this are two very different things, because everything is backwards. You got the cheekbones in. Let's shape the nose. By the way, if anyone is like, oh, why are you so upset about who killed Markiplier? Why is that, like, traumatic to you? Watch it again and try not to cry. Strange, I didn't even cry when it happened. It just, like, I couldn't cry for a couple weeks. But the past is in the past. What's happened has happened, etc., etc. I want Dark to be able to move on. I see, you know, a lot of my plights in their plight. It's just like constantly being referred to in the past. It's just like they're not the people that they were. They're a new person now. And that's why I see this metaphor of transness in them. They've got a new name. They've got a new body. They've got a new presentation for that body. It makes them uncomfortable when someone brings up the past, especially if they're dead named. And, you know, that's not exclusive to trans people, but it's something that a lot of trans people, unfortunately, go through. And it's not all trans people, it's just, it's an experience that's easily related to, and I'm sure that most trans people can see, you know, that's like the Hollywood queerness. I don't know if Mark knows just how much his characters mean to his queer fans, and he's got a lot of queer fans. Most movies, you know, written by straight people they'll have a character that is just like a throwaway character, not really big, important to the story, and it's just like, oh, okay, by the way, I'm gay, bye. But it's just like, that one car scene was all it took to show that he cared, even though it was subtle, even though it wasn't explicitly implied. It said that Wilford Dwarfstache, his most well-known character, his icon, his symbol, the pink mustache, is openly queer. Whether he's pan or he's bi, we know that he dates both men and women, and all other configurations of being. So yeah, I don't know if he knows just how much of an impact, you know, that has on his community, on his queer community, and I really appreciate that. So the eyebrows are looking a little chunky, but we're gonna make them look a little more realistic and not just drawn on, which is okay if you do that. Blocky eyebrows are super cool. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. I've got a headcanon where Dark can wear makeup. Dark is probably down with wearing makeup, but they are that like line under their eye, you know, which is put on with the eyeshadow, that's not, or eyeliner, not eyeshadow. That is not eyeliner. I like to think that that's like, that they're full of like this black goop. I call it like liquid void. Like all of their bodily fluids are liquid void. It's just like their sweat, their tears, their blood and all that stuff. And that's just like this like inky miasma that seeped out onto their eyes, and it left a stain on their skin. And it's like, yeah, they can put on makeup. That's cool. Absolutely, they can put on makeup. They're a non-binary icon. But, I like to think they know how to put on makeup. Like, if they want to put on makeup, it's not gonna look like that. It's gonna be more polished and not just, you know, it's not a phase, Mom. This is who I am. I'm Darkiplier. Just an eternal goth phase, which I'm down for. I feel like my face needs a little more definition. So yeah, what I just did, I should have. I'm not a makeup guru. What I did was I used mascara. Any old mascara will do. This is some shit that a voluminous butterfly sculpt. I don't care. And I just feathered the eyebrow. Now we're going to do the eyes itself. This would be helpful for liquid liner. That's what it's called, by the way. It's ultra liner. And what you do is, it doesn't have to be exactly under the eye, because you're gonna fix it anyhow. You're gonna do some smudgies. Okay. Got the smudgies. It's so interesting how all you need is a line of black under your eye and it looks completely different. It makes it totally pop. Now you're just gonna start dabbing. I can't really give you like blush techniques. I mean brush techniques, not blush techniques. I can't really give you brush techniques because I don't use brushes. There's no wrong way to do drag. There we go. There's our friend, Darkaboo. So I guess I said everything I wanted to say about why they're important to me. The queerness, the transness, the traumaness, and I just think they're hot. So yeah, we never really lost our passion for Dark Stash, Will and I. Not for a second. It's we've just been distracted by school, by work, by we had something that we wanted to put out as early as Pride, but we just didn't get to do. So the content is coming. I cannot give you an ETA, I cannot promise you when it is coming, but this channel is not dead. It's just dormant. And I hope that's okay with y'all. Because we have lives. And we have lots of depression naps that we need to take. Now we get to the fun part, which is adding color. Yay! We have tag body art that I bought a couple years ago. It's rainbow. As you can see, it's been used a lot. And I used it for a Pride show. It was pretty fun. But we're going to use this because they're bold colors. And we are going to start painting. This will do. Get your red going. And we want to do the 3D effect as best we can. So we're just going to go on the top left side of everything. Just like top left side of each eyebrow. Like this. But yeah, guys, we really are thankful that, you know, even though we only have so many videos, so many people came around. We have, what, like over 80 subscribers now? It's amazing. I've never had that many subscribers on YouTube. I really like the physics of Dark's biology. I like the aura. I like that the more upset they get, the more glitchy they are, and that also feels true to mental illness because they literally become unstable. I sidetracked, but I do like the idea of like a more monstrous Darkiplier, that it's beyond their role that they were assigned, that they can be the villain. And I like to think that they've done some evil shit. Like, that's just the shit that I'm into. Cool. That's the red side. Now we're gonna do the blue side. Now, we do the bottom right. The same kind of outline we did for the top left with red. Do the bottom right for blue. Now we're gonna do the facial hair. And then I think we're done. With a more wispy beard, like what Mark has. It's kind of just a series of lines. So that's what we're gonna do. It's got a little patch under his lip. Well, that's what Mark does. From here, I'm just following Mark's facial hair. When they start to come up here, you meet them at the sideburn. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think they're ready. And there they are. They're perfect. I'm gonna brush through that.